Hey guys, Troy Casey, Certified Health Nut here at CHNHQ. Today I got my man Patrick, who's a jack of all trades. He comes over with the Sedona Greenhouse Project. He helps me with some graphics, but he's also a young herbalist, and I have an affinity towards herbalism, hip hop and herbalism. Big shout out to my boy Steez, and just all things plant medicine or tools that you can use for nutrients, nutrient-dense materials, unique nutrients. I used to work with a plant called Suma, and it would extract geranium out of the soil of the Amazon. And geranium is an essential mineral, and it's almost non-existent, and it's essential for hormone balance. And it's almost non-existent in our food supply. So I love the little unique elements, the medicinal qualities, the tonic qualities of herbs. And of course, Patrick is going to tell us a little bit about his newfangled, very important product. It's not newfangled, it's just new and improved or repackaged or packaged for him and packaged for me as well, because I need my herbal medicine on the daily. And it's got quite a few elements to help us in our current situation. So without further ado, this is my friend Patrick. And Patrick, tell us a little bit about your history, a little bit about your passion, and then what this product does.
I started out at a mushroom grower in Santa Cruz, California, and learning all about medicinal mushrooms, all the beautiful properties of them. And then when I moved to Sedona, I was lucky enough to be a part of a workshop with Laura Marcos. She was teaching us about the Pinion pine and the benefits that Pinion pine can have for us, especially right now in this current time where people are dealing with some sort of blood issues. You know, blood is clotting up. It's not flowing properly. The blood is the chi. That's our life force energy.
Obliterate the stagnation is basically the Taoist formula. Keep the chi moving, prana, lymph flow, blood flow. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So something in the Pinion pine that makes it unique in a lot of species of pine, but you always want to make sure you're choosing the right pines. Pinion pine has shikimic acid. Shikimic acid.
Know what that is. Go ahead.
It's definitely a hot word lately because shikimic acid is the plant phytochemical that is used as a
anticoagulant?
Yeah, so it stops blood platelet aggregation, blood clotting. So it keeps your blood flowing, keeps it smooth. And that's something that I think is really important right now.
In this day and age, when we're hearing the talk about the spike proteins and the shedding and the poison that's so prevalent in our environment.
Absolutely.
And so how long have you been harvesting this? When did you learn about it when you came to Sedona? You weren't aware of it in Santa Cruz? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. As soon as I started seeing articles popping up, this was maybe around eight or 9 months ago with the Pinion pine.
So during the process, you discovered a lot more information on this herbal medicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Specifically for spike proteins, which I'm aware of.
Yeah, me too. So I just jumped right on it. I said, this is something I need to make. My grandmother, she started actually suffering a lot. She unfortunately, got the jab, and she had a lot of weird things happening with her health afterwards. So I immediately, the first day I found out, this was happening to her.
So you did your grandma's in trouble, did a little research?
Yep, I had already done a little bit of research. When I found out she was in trouble, I said, you know what, I'm going to the land. I'm going to start working with the Pinion pine. I made a batch, just a small batch at first. And luckily it was ready just when her health really started going downhill, having unexplainable things happen to her. So I brought her the Pinion pine just in time, was able to bring her health back up. I saw it make a difference in the way her consciousness, her thinking, her processing started to return back.
You have photographs, you told me,
I do.
About the process. So tell us a little bit about the process, what she was going through, the challenges she might have experienced, and then what you were able to achieve as far as moving the needle forward.
Yeah, she right away, she started to lose her ability to think clearly. She was having all kinds of severe GI issues. She actually stopped being able to walk.
How old is she?
She was 86. And the interesting thing is, before this happened, I would always go to everybody I knew and say, man, my grandma, she is just healthy as can be. She's sharp as a dart. She's smart. She's intelligent. She's witty. She's funny. And I just watched her whole consciousness shift, almost like as if it was leaving her body. And it was really hard to see that.
Short amount of time?
This was immediately following it. Within a week, a lot of issues started happening. Hand tremors, inability to think.
So within a week of her injecting poison experiments into her body, she had, go ahead, list some things.
She had all these different complications. She couldn't walk. She had GI issues, was defecating herself. It was hard, and it was hard on the family. And gradually over time, she went into these weird delirium episodes where she would be fixated. She would just grab your hand and just press number 3. Like it felt like, what's going on?
Disturbing.
It was very disturbing.
Your cool grandma that was healthy and cognizant became weird grandma overnight.
Very, very, it was very sudden when the delirium hit. That was maybe 3 months in. Then she kind of recovered, and then a month later, she went right back into this weird delirium episode for 2 more days, out of her mind, out of her body. And then the third time this happened, she actually was in like a state of paralysis. She couldn't even eat or drink. The doctors gave her 2 days left to live. So I had booked a flight immediately, got over to her. They're in North Carolina. Got over to my grandma, brought the pine that I had just finished, brought it to her. She was basically on her deathbed, had the priest come and say the last rites and everything. And I just put a few drops on her chest, a couple drops in her mouth because she couldn't really swallow, so I didn't want to give her too much. And within about 3 to 4 hours, we noticed the only thing she could move was her tongue and her mouth. And it was so incredible. My brother figured out a way to communicate with her by, asking her, hey, Grammy, if you can hear us, like stick out your tongue. And all of a sudden out of this corpse of a body, her tongue came out. And we're like, whoa, she's conscious. She's there. And so we continued to work with the Pinion pine. She was not using any pharmaceuticals at this point because she couldn't take her regular medications. So she was just taking the Pinion pine. And, at first we just had to like squeegee it into her mouth. And then, a few hours later, she was more animated, more back into her body, into her consciousness. And so I started putting the Pinion pine in the cup of water. She would drink it, through a straw. And we just did that day after day. And she got more and more into her body. She started walking within 2 weeks. She was back on her feet. And we just watched her health totally shift. The effects of the bioweapon were still very strong and still ultimately took her life. But I saw her quality of life return back.
So she did die.
She did die, yeah. Within a month and a half after that episode, she died.
But you saw marked improvement, and you're going to put those pictures in this video.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, Troy Casey, Certified Health Nut. This is the hashtag Sedona Healing Collective. In an effort to bring you more fun, freedom, and phenomenon, we bring you the best of the best here locally in Sedona and globally. Guys, we're not here to treat, mitigate, or cure anything. That's up to the medical industry, the military industrial complex, which the pharmaceutical companies are a part of, and the universities, et cetera, et cetera. We're not here to treat, mitigate, or cure anything. This is an anecdotal situation that he found with a plant that grows, wild here on planet Earth. So, check out the Pinion pine, blood purifier. I love this stuff. And so where can people find more information? Where can they purchase this product? And where can they get a hold of you on social media, Patrick?
So GaiaWellspring.com. You can visit that website. You'll see my Pinion pine. I also have a few other products on there, all herbal, made organic, clean. Even when I harvest the pine, I always do it very prayerfully, offering the trees gifts as they offer it back in return, and setting my intention with the tree. Hey, may I please use your medicine? I want to give this to my community, to my global community. I want the world to be able to heal. It doesn't matter what choice you've made leading up to this point, whether you chose to participate or not, you deserve to be healed and be healthy and happy. And this is in no way me telling you that this will work for you, but it worked for me. And so with that, that gives me this extreme confidence that, we can look to nature, we can look to Gaia for all of the things that we need in this current day and age. Gaia has taken care of us for our entire existence on this planet. We've always looked to the plants and nature. So more than ever right now, coming back to the earth and finding thanks and gratitude and the gifts that Gaia gives us. So that's my mission. That's what I'm here to do.
Well, thank you, Patrick. You're such a stellar brother, and I really enjoy hanging out with you and just being friends with you. You got that, Santa Cruz, Northern California vibe, and I got that in my blood too, because I grew up in San Francisco and Marin. So
oh yeah,
I really appreciate that heart-based wisdom. Product is great. I'm taking it throughout this interview, and
it tastes great.
And I've just had an affinity towards herbs for so many years, and I've always megadosed to see where my threshold is. And so thanks again. We'll hear a lot more from Patrick coming up. Hit up his website and holler at him on Instagram as well. Hey, big shout out to David over at Infinite Possibilities. You are an infinite being with unlimited amounts of solutions inside of you. And so hit up Infinite Possibilities, and big shout out to David. God bless.